JP.
Right, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV. It is me with the big arms. I know I'm putting the other two to shame here with the arms on show. You know what I mean. Thank you for joining me again, boys. I'm joined with man like Daps from Never a Foul.
Same, bro. Thanks for having me.
UFC Traps as well, who's got his channel. Both channels, link in the description. Be sure to go subscribe. Daps, I'll start off with you. How are we, sir?
Yeah, good, man. I've got 3 days off work looking after my daughter. I've been pumpkin picking today, which was and Christmas shopping. It was at a garden centre and they had Christmas decorations. And the good news is that this season, the colour that seems to be in is blue. So I get to have a blue Christmas tree by the looks of it, which will be good. So yeah, man, I'm good. And by the way, your intro, might become, despite the fact that it's in a horrible location, horrible location.
What the fuck?
I'm not coming in to say that I love Anfield, am I? Like, that would be weird, yeah? But I'm not talking... Well, hold on. Before you actually think I'm dissing your ends, I just don't like Anfield.
Diss my ends? That's exactly what you
yeah, but bro, I'm not going to come on here and say I love Anfield, am I? Bro, we got 3 points there during COVID season, and that is it, yeah? Like, maybe I think we picked up a point when Mahrez missed a penalty. I'm not knocking the ends, but I don't like the ends.
Hey, at least I'm from my ends. Wait, why aren't you from your ends?
Well, actually, if you really... listen, a long time ago, I was there. Look at Traps' face. Traps is like, don't start this fucker off on this. Bro, I lived there till I was 16, but I moved down south when I was 16.
Yeah,
there you go. You learn something new every day. You don't have to take that.
Wait there. So
should I change... So should I've changed teams when I moved down south then?
I think what you should have done... Wait there, have you lived down south longer than what you lived up north?
Yeah.
Well, now you are... This is what
so at 16, I should change teams?
This is what I thought.
I think that's unheard of, man. That's a golden rule.
You can't do that, James.
I've always said this about London, though. London are filled with weirdos.
I don't live in London. I don't live in London. Fuck London. Hate London.
Arsenal fans used to be like Chelsea fans, and Chelsea fans used to be Tottenham fans, and then they realised Tottenham was shit and turned into Chelsea fans. It's weird. Where are you from, Daps?
So, what, originally?
Now, where do you live?
Now, Bedford, which is in between London and Birmingham, in between the two.
You used to live in Manchester?
I lived in Manchester. My sisters still live up there. Lived up there till I was 16.
But shouldn't you have some sort of inkling that you are from Manchester?
Oh, well, I've got a lot of inkling that I'm from Manchester. I've got a lot of inkling, but I moved, bro, if you think it, people might not, I'm 41, yeah? So that's what, 25 years? 25 years, is it?
You're not 41.
I'm 41, bro, I'm 41. No, fuck you. So, and here's the thing, right? So this might be the reason. So my real dad is from Barnet, well, Bournemouth, right? When I was 3, my mum remarried a Manc, and we moved up to Manchester when I was 3 years old. And then we lived up there from 3 till 16. He was a Manc. My sisters still live up there. They're Mancs. My brother-in-law's actually a Scouser, but his kids both speak with a Manc accent. It's beautiful, except for when they say book, and then it sounds like book.
Book? Oh, nice.
Book.
That's how my mum says book. That's how my mum says book, to be fair.
I didn't want it. Come Ed.
Sounds like Daps has just got like filled with like all different people in his family, which is great. Everyone in my family is Irish or Scouse. We've got no in between. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro.
If it wasn't for my daughter, by the way, I would live. If it wasn't for my daughter, I would have moved back up there by now. And if it wasn't for my daughter, my mum would have moved back up there as well. Even though my mum is a southerner, like we don't like the south really. It's shit, bro.
It's easy for young degenerates like me because I have no responsibilities, so I've got like no excuse to like move anywhere.
Well, stay put, or maybe move to Manchester, but don't move down south. It's not worth it.
Do you know what's mad? I get love in Manchester. You know, I remember. Do you know Smith Down Road in Liverpool? I'm not expecting you to, but do you?
No.
Well,
I've heard of it, I think, but
it's like a place for uni students where like basically parties go down, right? And that's
Right,
where like
so it's like
I
Winenshaw Road.
kind of. I've never heard of it, but I'd imagine so. I think it's a good example. But I walked into a gaff and everybody spoke like this, and they were like, "Oh my god, aren't you him?" And I thought I was going to get my head fucking punched in, and I was fine. Everyone liked me. They were like, well, "I'm a United fan. McTominay is better than freaking Henderson," and I was like, "I disagree. I think McTominay's a fucking shitbag, even though he's been good recently. We'll talk about that."
But do you know what it is though? It's with Scousers and Irish, yeah. And if you're half Scouse, half Irish, yeah, you got it good, yeah, bro. However much I might have my issues with Scousers, you're funny fuckers, yeah.
We're all right. We're all right. We got some all right banter.
Comedian, who's that comedian from Liverpool? It's unreal.
Paul Smith, is it?
Yeah, bro, he's fucking hilarious, man.
He is brilliant. Paul is brilliant.
Yeah.
He's got an MMA fight against some fella who used to be on X Factor. Yeah, he's got an MMA fight against some fella who was on X Factor, like Jake or something like that.
Oh.
He's fighting for a full-on MMA promotion as well, bro. Like that's what it's.
Oh, hold on, it's not right because on one of his sketches, there's someone there from Geordie Shore. Yeah, on one of his comedy shows, a guy from Geordie Shore rocks up and he rips the shit out of him. He's like, "You're a minging human being, you."
Do you know what's one of the funniest things with Paul? Yeah, he's done this bit where there was a fella in the audience who had cancer. And I encourage anyone in the chat to go and watch this.
Oh, I've seen it, bro. And he's going, I'm going to hell. But it's... bro.
He was there like, stop making it all up. Say his name.
Yeah, he's going, he's making it all about you.
John. Fucking hell, everyone's seen your Facebook posts this time
and it's just after COVID. And he's going, I've been waiting for this since COVID, yeah, to perform, and you're making it all about you. And you can see John's daughters are both in stitches, yeah. But do you know what the mad thing is? That's probably because, do you know what? They probably need a bit of lightheartedness in their life sometimes with everything they're going through.
Daps, it's funny you say that, you know, because the fella messaged them like right after it and said, "Mate, thank you so much."
Yeah.
Like I haven't felt like that in ages. And he ends up surviving. He ends up like
for real. Oh, sick.
Yeah, bro. So it was like
the way he handles it was he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Yeah.
It shows that edgy comedy can work really well if you do it right, and he's perfect at it because that's his niche. It's like taking piss with the audience. I need to go, you know, because
so do I. To be fair,
I wouldn't even mind the piss getting taken out of me. But Traps, how are you as well, sir? You good?
I'm very, very good, man. Happy to be here as usual. Just here listening to you lot have a little chin wag, you know, fucking. I ain't got a clue who this comedian is or where the fuck.
I'm gonna send you that video, Chaps. I'm gonna send you that video, bro, because you will laugh your fucking head off. It's like 5 minutes of gloriousness.
Yeah, and the best thing is, you should send it straight after this show, Traps, because then you'll have an option of watching 2 comedies tonight. You can watch.
Give it a rest. That's what we are. Give it a rest.
Do you know what?
Mate.
We'll start there. This is why you're a professional, my friend, because I was looking to start on Man United, to be fair. We all know that Haaland's been robbed or Rodri's been robbed. Right then, Traps. Let's talk about Man United. Is it Copenhagen tonight that you've got?
Yeah.
Bro, you should get knocked out of the Champions League. How do you feel?
I feel like that's more. It's more hope for you, James. I feel like you need some company, obviously, away, AAK Athens and whoever, Hapoel Tel Aviv.
Isn't that where you're going to join me soon, Traps?
Hopefully not. Hopefully we finish 4th and we're just out of it completely. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no. Listen, tonight, I'm not confident. I'm not writing it off though, to be honest, because I mean these lot seem to be pulling out the bag, having shit performances and pulling out the bag. So tonight's at home. You got to get the 3 points. If we don't get the 3 points, we'll just forget it. But we need the 3 points tonight, definitely.
More important, you need the win. You need that in, bro. I'm not going to lie, right? This week, because we know what's happening at the weekend. It's the derby, yeah? I was on with Rance yesterday. And Rance isn't the most positive of United fans at the moment. In fact, he's right. And I'm trying to give, like Maguire was good at the weekend. He's like, bro, is that how low the bar is? Like, I'm like, and everything I'm saying, I was like, I'm trying to help you here, but you don't seem to. And this is the hard thing before the derby, though. This is a really hard thing because it's 2 or 3 weeks ago, we lost to Arsenal. I've been humbled, right? And I always see myself as whether people see it or not, I am a glass half empty City fan, yeah, because I grew up going Main Road, because I grew up through all of that, yeah. I'm not a we're going to win every single game type of City fan. I am a realist, I would say, yeah. And I've been humbled by that Arsenal performance a little bit. Cool, we won at the weekend, but I do not want to get carried away, because when I get carried away, I say stupid things, then I get clipped up, and then it just goes viral and everyone thinks I'm the most arrogant, nasty, horrible City fan that supported them for 2 minutes. But it's hard this week, yeah, because when I'm trying to look at positives coming out of Man United and how United could get something against City, at the moment, Traps, like, I bet you're the same, innit? You're looking at it going, I don't know how we get nothing out of that game. But
no, you know what? Yeah, I just look at it like this, right? If you look at the history of the derby, right? I think you lot have won 50-something derbies. I think we've won 70-something, right? And there's been
that close.
Yeah, and there's been a certain amount of draws. I don't know how many. I think there's like 40 or 50 draws in between. So that just goes to show you the state of Man City. Yeah. However state they was in, they would always turn up and give us.
Every now and again we would. Yeah, we would.
So
we would.
For me, I just think the only thing I say is that these boys had the motivation to go and do you lot in the FA Cup. That was the motivation there. Stop the fucking treble, keep the legacy going.
Yeah.
And they couldn't pull it out of the bag here. But with City, when they need to win against United, they do. Semi-final, obviously the final, the FA Cup final. But in these kind of games, like when like for instance, there was 2-0 up at half-time, they was going to win the league on our heads, and then do you know what I mean? Things like that. So this kind of game is a game that Man United will probably go out and win. Like they'll go. I wouldn't say it's a dead cert, but it wouldn't surprise me if United go out and win this game 1-0, 2-1, or something like that. Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean anything. Because look at where we're at.
That's wishful thinking, bro.
I just think when I'm there looking at it, and like even last season when you beat us at your gaff last season, yeah, admittedly we weren't in good form going into that game. You saw it in the first half. We started to grow into the second half. Then that decision went our way and everything changed, right? But even then, I think going into that game, you would look at it and go, Rashford was in form. And this player was in form. Whereas at the moment, I'm looking at it and I really struggle to see the positives coming. Like, I think we can all agree United will play with, I would imagine probably Casemiro and Amrabat will both be on the pitch. You'll try and just break down play and hit us on the counter to the best of your ability. But the problem with that is United at the moment aren't even good at defending. So then but like I said, I could get so carried away going into this weekend saying this is going to be an absolute bloodbath, but that isn't how derbies work.
It doesn't. I mean, James, you should know. Yeah, you had one last week. Yeah, you had one last week, and that was a struggle. You know what I mean?
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean? There's decisions.
I was gonna say, our derbies are always dead shit, lads. And I said this to people going into it. I was like, we don't batter Everton. It's not we do sometimes, but it's a very rare occasion where we go there and spank them 4-0. I'd say the times where we did that mostly was when we were competing with City, 90+ points, goals scored, and even still. Like, there was the season where I think Daps, we finished a point behind you guys, and Everton, we drew with them that season. So I know the score when it comes to these derbies, mate, and these derbies can be a horrible.
They can. They really can.
However,
it's a derby, innit? And weird things happen in them. And like I said, at the moment, even I remember last season when we played Liverpool at Anfield, and when I look at going to Anfield, it's kind of it's the same as Tottenham. I look at Tottenham away, Liverpool away at the start of the season and go, 3 points, we're not getting at neither of them. I think we got 3 points against you during COVID, and we got a point against you we get a draw every now and again, but our record is not good there. Last season, everyone around me gassed me up that we were going to Anfield and getting something. And at that point, it was quite early on in the season. Liverpool were not performing well. We were flying. Yeah. And I was like, we're going there and getting something. And again, when I get in that mood, I know what happens. It's like I can't wear club colours on match day. I can't talk smack about certain teams because I know how it ends. And so I'm kind of a bit cautious on this United one, but I'm more looking at United thinking, if they don't pick up some sort of confidence booster tonight, I don't know how they can go into that game. And I think the fans and probably the players. I think the players are doubting your manager now, bro. I'm not going to lie. Looking at that performance the other day, it was bad.
That's what Rance is saying, innit? Daps?
Yeah.
That's what Rance thinks. He thinks the players have dropped tools. Traps, I'll ask you. Do you think that the players at Manchester United, because listen, you might have a boss, but it doesn't mean you respect the boss. And if you don't respect the boss, you're more inclined not to listen to him, or you might not go them extra miles the way you would. For instance, I worked at a charity. I was a professional fundraiser. That was the title. I'm not trying to make myself sound like a sick fundraiser, but the title is that. And my manager, he was dead motivating. He was dead sound. He was never disrespectful. And the idea was, the more sign-ups we got, the better it was for him. And because I liked him, I wanted to do better because I didn't want him to fail his targets as well as I didn't want to fail mine. And I don't know if the likes of, Sancho is the obvious one right now, but I even think you see like micro examples right now, like Maguire, other players who are unhappy about game time or unhappy about the philosophy. I think even Casemiro said
apparently
something.
He said something, yeah.
So it's a weird little time when you look at the cohesion of the squad, and with no cohesion, it leads to results like Copenhagen to be able to do something. And even like a 2-1 narrow win with a Delo world-class goal against Sheffield United, it's not that convincing, broski. So
100%.
I do ask, what's your thoughts overall on the team at the moment?
Well, I don't really know what is going on here. I was talking to one of my friends earlier, and I said that I feel like Jadon Sancho looks at his contract and just thinks, I don't give a fuck about this man because I'm going to last longer than him here. So, and to be honest with you, like when you see pictures of things like you see things like there's a picture that came out the other day, and I think it was Lindelof. There was a few others. They're at a dinner table with De Gea, having a picture, all smiling and look. You can tell that these lot are not happy with decisions that are being made. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, I don't know. I feel like Ten Hag's kind of this disciplinarian guy, well, it's my way or the highway stuff. And with these guys, they're big players in the game. You can't, even how De Gea might have made a mistake here and there, he's a big name at United. Do you know what I mean? It's the fact that he comes and sits down at a females football match and whatnot. Like, he's still around the club and there's not a lot you can do, but you're not mentioning anything. And then you come out and say things like, Onana needs to remember that Schmeichel and De Gea didn't have great starts. Bruv, why are you mentioning De Gea for, bruv, after you just kicked him out of the club? It don't make any sense. I think his head's gone, and I feel like...
Who said that? Ten Hag?
That's what Ten Hag said, yeah.
Bro, these are signs as well. Last season, right, I remember watching one of the first interviews he did. You know, it was Sky or BT, straight after games that had the manager on the pitch, right, to interview him. And I watched Ten Hag be interviewed, quite a few of them, and thought, you know what? This guy is coming from the right type of place as a football manager. He's here just to speak about the fundamentals of football and the philosophies of football. That's how I felt about Ten Hag last season when I watched him in interviews. Thought he's managed them spot on. Even when Ronaldo got brought up, after Ronaldo walked off down the tunnel, he said, we're not going to have tonight ruined talking about something else. We're going to talk about the performance. Everything he said in interviews last season, I thought was spot on and managed like a manager that just wants to do football and not get caught up. This season, you've just given me, and I can give you 3 examples, that being the first. The second one being claiming that Brighton also spend money on players. Bro, what are you doing? Don't do that. And thirdly, the one where he threw Sancho under the bus, right? And they're just little signs to me of a manager that is losing to the pressure of a big club. Like, is like, and Fergie, do you know what? Fergie actually used to sometimes just send someone else out. Just send out... who was it? Brian Kidd probably used to send out Brian Kidd or one of his assistants. Not today, not in the mood for an interview. It's better I say nothing and someone else says something than I put my foot in it. And at the moment, I think Ten Hag's he looks like a man that's struggling, bro.
Well, don't you remember Ferguson used to get fined every so often by the BBC because he refused to speak to them for about 8 years or something?
Yeah. But for the good of the club, that was probably the right thing.
Yeah, but see with Ten Hag as well, yeah, it's like, what you have to look at is that some of these players have been there a long fucking time, bro. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if you're going to come in and start swinging your axe around and that, you got to be doing it properly and be like, look, you got to go. And obviously that's your mate, so he's got to go as well. But you've got players like Antony, like, for instance, that have come in and they're very comfortable, but they're not doing well. So at the end of the day, like, you need to address these things. I mean, I get it, Sancho hasn't done well, But the man you've got in as well hasn't done well either. So at the end of the day, so if Sancho's coming out, because apparently Sancho is adamant that I think there's some kind of statement from his family or something saying that he's adamant that even if he apologized or even if he did well in training, he would not play. So he's adamant. So obviously that goes to show you that obviously Antony is the problem here. And at the end of the day, when you spend 80 million quid on the geezer, there's not really a lot you can say to. I mean, to like to me, if you come and say to
player, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Player. You spent 80 million quid on the geezer, like you're gonna have to be like, well, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to sort of give him the benefit of the doubt. But to be honest with you, I've always said this. People are waiting for this 80 million quid to come out of Antony. You're never going to see that. You're going to see 45 million quid worth of money come out of him. Because people are saying, oh, he tracks back. What winger do you buy to track back? That is not what you buy wingers for. Wingers' bread and butter is assists and goals. That is their bread and butter. If you are a winger, you want to get on the ball, you want to skin defenders, you want to make defenders look stupid, you want to get to the byline, you want to put crosses in, you want to shoot in the box, you want to do, that's what you want to do. You don't want to be tracking back and be putting on stats like, blocks and fucking...
And that's kind of, me and Rance got quite into this conversation yesterday, because when you think about it, with Sancho there, Sancho when Ten Hag arrived had been there a season and a half, right? About a season and a half. Sancho was about 70 million, right?
So I think he'd been there a season. It's
a season then. But by so a season. It was about 70 million. Yeah, we know what he can do with the right forward in front of him, right? He'd only been in the Premier League for a season. It takes players a bit of time to land. And you needed players in other positions. And the fact that Ten Hag went out and goes, oh no, I'm going to buy another right winger. Yeah, kind of tells you he's not really feeling Sancho.
Exactly.
Right? And now I've never thought of it. Like, it's like, well, if City went out and bought, especially Antony cost more than Sancho, City went out and splashed all the cash when we needed like midfielders and we went and bought a forward, then Haaland would know what time it is, right? And now when you look at it, it's just, I even said this, if going into the weekend, if I knew you were starting Sancho on the right, Hojlund through the middle, I'd then be going, okay, that could be a threat, because I've seen what Sancho can do with a striker through the middle, right? So we need to be careful with that. But we know that's not going to happen. He's going to play Antony again, or he's going to push Bruno out wide and try and play Eriksen deeper or something. It's not going to be Sancho on the right. And it seems like he's dying on the sword, right? That he brought him in and he...
You've hit the nail on the head, Daps, right? You've hit the nail on the head because at the end of the day, like, look, he's brought this guy in, 80 million quid. Obviously, you've got a winger there. Just came the season before that. He's got good potential. You don't fancy him, right? So you sent him away, to go and complete this training. He's gone and completed it. And he's come back. And he hasn't been bad. I don't remember the last time I've turned around at the end of a match and said, you know what, fucking hell, bruv, Sancho, you stunk today. I don't remember the last time I've done that.
This season, it wasn't that when he started at the start of the season.
To counter that, though, when did Sancho last look like, whoa, you banged today? Okay, so you never look shit, but when did you bang?
Pre-seasons, both pre-seasons.
All right.
Yeah, but...
All right. But I just don't think he's had any of those...
Yeah, you're right. No, you are right, James. You're right. He hasn't had a game where you think, oh, wow, he's fucking outstanding. But at the end of the day, right, you've gone and got this player. But this is what I'm trying to say. He's not thrown his toys out the pram straight away and said, listen, I'm the winger. You've gone and got a winger in. What's going on, sort of thing. He's gone and completed your training and tried to get his ass back in the team. He's tried to work his way back in the team. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's probably so that is probably where the argument stems from. That I've gone away. I've tried to work my way back into the team. I've gone through your preseason. I was one of the best players in the preseason.
Yeah.
You're not giving me a chance. And that's where it stems from. And at the end of the day, I don't think Ten Hag has an explanation. And what I don't understand, right, is that there's press conference after press conference after press conference, Why does no one ask him the question?
Yeah.
Why does no one say to him...
Probably been told he can't or he'll be removed.
Yeah, probably. But I would, if I was in the press conference, I would say to you, do you feel that Antony, has not let you down? As an 80 million pound winger that's come in, you think
he will get rattled by that question? He will
that's what I'd ask him.
That question, bro.
He would. No, but I just feel that the answers need to get had, because you cannot sit there and think that Antony's doing a good job. If you think Antony's doing a good job, you are smoking. I don't even know what you're smoking.
I think the other thing that's quite clear as well is when when I look at the Sheffield United game, you don't look like a team that's playing as a team at the moment. Like, I mean, to be fair to Antony in particular against Sheffield United, I mean, he didn't create much, but I also didn't see him receive the ball too much.
Who's that, Hojlund?
No. Oh, Hojlund didn't at all. Hojlund, no, fully on Hojlund, he didn't. But also, to get the ball to Hojlund, you have to use all your outlets in front of you. And to be honest with you, like, I don't think Antony was used much. I don't think, it's almost like people didn't want to pass to Antony at times, right? The ball was predominantly going down the left. Bruno was at times like, I don't know, Ten Hag was playing Bruno like he's seen Xabi Alonso. He's seen players that can control games from deep and thought, I know, Bruno's that guy, you know. Bruno is that guy that I can put as left back and he's going to control the game from left back. Because, Traps, I know you saw it. Did you see how much Bruno was sitting? Like, when United won the ball, Bruno was popping up as left back, right? And, like, trying to control the game as left back. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Trying to play Gerrard or Scholes or Rooney type passes. Like, and it's like, no, you're Bruno Fernandes. You're not Scholes. You're not Gerrard. And you're not a left back. I don't really know what's going on. And Cass made a good point to me. He said, when I'm like, what is Bruno doing? He said, but to be fair, bro, if Bruno shouldn't be there, why is Ten Hag not telling him, what the hell are you doing playing in a left back position? Like, so ultimately, it seems like Ten Hag had said to him, I think you can control the game from like a deep left position. And it just it looks, I hate to say it because I was on Ten Hag's side, but it looks like your manager hasn't got a clue what is going on. And
you know what's happened? It's Jay from in between us. It's the leader of the nerds, and he's the cool guy out of the nerds. Now, even though he's the cool guy out of the nerds, he's still a nerd. So the fundamental premise is, okay, I can't get bitches. But now that he's in a place where there's loads of bitches, he can't get any bitches. And I think that's Ten Hag's problem. Because where he was before, that was his standard, bro. And he was with a good football club. He had great assistants. He had the rich family with great structure. And even though he was a meaty 5 out of 10, he still got things. Whereas now that's not the case.
Yeah, but do you know what made me laugh about this, James? This is what when he first came, I said he is a nobody in English football and he has to come here and prove himself. People are like, oh, he won this in the league. I said, so did Frank de Boer, mate. Yeah, he's the worst Premier League manager ever. Like ever, it's on record as the worst ever. People weren't having it off him, but I don't know what people think that proving yourself was. I don't know if they think winning the Carabao Cup and finishing third was proving yourself, but for me, it's not proving yourself because right now, where we are right now, we should not be nowhere near that right now. We should not be like. I should be thinking about. I shouldn't even be concerned with Aston Villa or Brighton or any of these should be concerned.
It's mad what you say. You should be there right now. Because when you first said that, we shouldn't be there, I thought you meant you're performing so badly, you should be lower. But what you're meaning is Man United, you shouldn't be where you are.
No, we shouldn't be where we are right now.
But based on performances, you should be. Because actually,
exactly. But because of the performances, that's where we are. We shouldn't be performing like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
fans have said this for years, though. I think that they're about where they should be. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're a bit shit. Like, that's where you.
But at the weekend, I'm not going to lie yet. The first half in particular. Look, I'm not going to say in the final third, Sheffield United looked amazing. They didn't, yeah. But in United's half, Sheffield United in that first half were bopping the ball about, right? They were moving the ball about nicely, yeah. Admittedly, they lacked quality in the final third. But Cass goes to me, and he's right on this as well. He goes, but do you think Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, probably even Chelsea, maybe even Brighton, Tottenham, would allow Sheffield United, even at home, to play football like that? It wouldn't be allowed, right? It would just not be allowed. Yes, we get Burnley, Sheffield United. They're trying to play nice football. But against the bigger teams, we quite simply will not allow you to play good football. Sorry, you're being pinned back and you're accepting it, right? Know your role. And ultimately, you couldn't do that, bro. They were like, because when the ball got to certain positions, your midfield had no idea what to do with it. Like, and they were just losing it to Sheffield United, allowing them to play football again.
Listen, you see with that, when I see this the other day, I said to myself, if you look at the performances with like the Wolves, obviously Brighton, even Burnley, right? I'm convinced that these managers have got a group chat, yeah? They've got a group chat, yeah? And Ten Hag is not in this group chat, yeah? There's all other 19 managers but this man. And I'm sure they just messaged up and said, listen, mate, have a go. Because trust
Yeah.
me, he's not, just have a go. Because I can't believe how we rock up to anywhere and they just want to have a pop. They feel, fuck it, let's have a pop. I can't believe it.
It does seem like that. And the mad thing is, I gave Ten Hag so much credit last season for what he did with and I honestly thought it got spoke about far too little. Because the season before, I saw Everton go into Old Trafford and doing the sue or whatever, suey or whatever it's called. I can't do it. I'd never want to do that. But yeah, that noise, bro. That I'm very proud that I don't know exactly what's said, but doing that, at your ground. At that point, as someone that grew up knowing teams went to Old Trafford and they got off the coach 1-0 down before a ball had been kicked because it was just Old Trafford. And that's how much that Old Trafford was a different ball game back then, And I'm seeing teams like Everton going there and doing your celebrations in your ground. I'm thinking, oh my God, right? Within a season, Ten Hag changed that round. And last season, your form at home, even when you weren't playing well, win. You were picking up points at home.
Daps,
and then like that, it's gone.
Daps, you're onto the way, like the way you can impress a girl for a couple of weeks. Like, do you think that's what he's done with the players? Like, anyone could look boss for the first few months, no? Nah, you man want to compare this about drawing girls. Yeah, probably, to be fair with you. No, I'm not even trying to be that type of guy. I'm not even trying to be the guy who compares everything to girls, but it is, though. Like, you can be sick for, like, 2 months. Like, imagine if you meet a girl when you... Like, imagine if you're broke. I know from experience, a few years ago, this was me. I was broke. I got paid. I can take you out on a date and I can take you somewhere nice. But now we're about 4 weeks in.
I'm busy for a month. I'll see you in a month's time.
Yeah, exactly. But like now I've got to wait for the whole entire next paycheck for you to believe that I'm rich again. So, but now it's been dumbfound because, bro, think about it. The players aren't aligning with all these little one-liner quotes. And I'm not even just trying to think, on United. I think United can do a lot better than what they've got because it does seem that he's a bit of a pretender, you know what I mean? Yeah. More than what he actually proclaims to put himself on the line. Like when he came in, he was saying all the right things, all the things that had happened. The players were aligning with it. They were playing to his tune. It just seems he's either overcomplicated it, and the more he's had his impact on the squad, they've got worse. Because, bro, he has had his players. Malacia from the league that he's familiar with. Yeah. Sancho, Onana, Antony. Multiple
Donny van de Beek when he got there. Donny van de Beek was his boy. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, this is where I think it's pressure. And I think if you look at Pep's first season at City, he went there and, he got so much stick for the way he was trying to play football and it not working. I think first season City, we finished 3rd or 4th. I think it was third. And we won nothing, right? Did we win the Carabao Cup?
No, you won nothing.
No, we won nothing. We literally won nothing first season. And it was like, Pep can't play his style of football in England, but he stuck to it. Remember the interview about John Stones where he said, I love John Stones because to play this style of football as a centre-back, you've got to have big kahunas and to play that under me. But, he didn't lift the bar up too high. He just left it there saying, no, I am sticking to how I play football. And we'll see what happens. He got the players he wanted. Next season, we did Centurions, right? And then it's like, so with the right resources, this is what Pep can cook up. The problem with what's happened with Ten Hag is because he's also supposed to have a philosophy of football. He came in last season and whether it was on purpose or not, probably I was on purpose. I think after the 2 first games, he kind of saw what happened with the Brighton loss and the Brentford loss. Instead of wanting De Jong, he wanted Casemiro. Casemiro comes in, it's a completely different type of player to a De Jong, right? And then it became, I don't want to do the comparison of Ollie football, but it was more, counter individual players. And you know what? They won a trophy by doing that. But United fans have won a lot of trophies in their lifetime, They also want a style of football. So after one season, they're like, okay, cool, won the Carabao Cup, got us 3rd. You've moved the bar up of what we expect for you now. So now this season, it's like, right, so we want you to be finishing 2nd or 3rd again. We want you to be winning trophies again. But also now we actually want to see a bit of a style of football. And now Ten Hag's like, shit. Yeah. I can't do both. I can't right now. And he's lost it. I think, honestly, he's lost it because it's like if he reverts back to trying to build a style of football, you ain't winning no trophies this season. It's that simple, He's going to take a pick. And he'd have to go backwards. United fans don't want to go backwards because this manager's giving you a trophy and giving you Champions League football. So now he has to advance.
They've gone too far in.
Yeah,
I think they've gone too far in on 10, because you've got to look at this from like the Glazers' point of view, and we know the Glazers are staying now. They have invested so much into many managers, and now this manager's finally won them something. And this manager is supposed to be clean, kind of like the way Arteta was, because this is what the Glazers can lean off. People like rants. First and foremost, he said at the start of the season that Ten Hag was better than Arteta, which I thought was so premature.
Oh, I love the fact you remember this, because I haven't seen that, did he?
Bro, I promise you now. I promise you. I'm going to call him out on it. I'm on his channel on Friday. He's on my channel tomorrow. I'm going to call him out on that to see if he still holds that opinion.
Look in, people.
Yeah, he did say that. But this is the thing. No, Man United can actually lean on that. Because what did Arteta do? He won an FA Cup in his first season.
Yeah.
And then he went on and had 2 diabolically terrible back-to-back seasons, finishing 8th. So the thing with Arteta, it's a project. Manchester United, although there's an expectation of short-term success, I don't think right now the owners are banking on that. I think the owners are banking on a project, and I think they look at Ten Hag as someone who can build a project. Yeah, let me ask you, Traps, if he's given those years, kind of like the way Arteta, he's shown progression. Do you think that Ten Hag can maybe build something similar to where you eventually get to title challenges?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that he can. I don't think he'll get the time to do that. 2, I don't think that he has the know-how. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he has the know-how, because at the end of the day, if you look at the players that he signed, right? He signed Malacia, he signed Martinez, he signed. I mean, I'm going to give the Casemiro to the board, right? I'm going to give them as a board signing. So we're looking at Hojlund and Antony. I think 2 out of maybe 5 or 6 of these are actually decent signings that come good. So what happens? So people are saying, "Oh, it's not his team, was half and half or whatever." You're looking at maybe another 2 good players to come in out of another 6, and then what? You're just stuck with these players again for 4 or 5 years, big wages, because Man United love to pay big wages and they can't get no one out the club. And it's just a never-ending cycle, because I just don't think that he has. It just goes to show you, like, from in the beginning of the season, we was meant to be getting Kim Min Jae. We needed a centre back
who's doing well, by the way.
Yeah. So now we need now we actually need a new centre back, but we've gone and got Mason Mount. So it just that whole situation there shows you that he cannot build shit.
Yeah,
but I mean, because
if you look at it, you've brought in. What? So we're going to say Antony was 100 million euros. So you brought in a right winger when you already had a right winger that with a number 9 can do a good job. And you've brought in a 65 million pound midfielder that is basically the same as Bruno. Listen, I'll be back in 1 second. Just got to get my daughter ready.
No, not a problem at all, bro. Yeah, what was the point that Daps was concluding there, by the way? Did you...
I think it was just... I think what he was trying to say is that basically he spent a lot of money, and obviously look at where we're at.
Yes, so I agree. I agree.
I mean, even in the Sheffield United game, yeah, the saving grace, yeah, with I think the masterclass that he done on it against Sheffield United was he brought on Martial, because Lindelof has looked at Martial and said, "Nah, fuck it, I don't fancy passing it to him. So let me just give it to Diogo Darlow and hope for the best." But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the football is shit, James. The football is shit. The club is in limbo at the minute, because we don't know who's being taken over. Are we getting new? Is Jim Ratcliffe even coming? Is it done? Is it not done? Are they staying? Is there going to be investment? Are all these promises that these new revamps going to happen? So at the minute, like, I don't think that, and at this present moment in time, anyone above a certain level, you can really contact them about football stuff. I think that it's more down to Ten Hag and his team. I don't think anyone above that is sort of dealing with, because right now, I mean, you're looking at Richard Arnold and they're looking at losing their jobs, mate. Do you think they give a fuck about if Sancho's happy or not? I don't. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? They're not. So the clubs.
Go on, you go.
Yeah, so the club's a mess at the minute, man. So at the moment, I just think if people think this is going to get better anytime soon, man, it's just not. It's just not. All we could do is hope that we listen. Put it this way, yeah. If we manage to beat City on the weekend, we are stinking our way into a title race. Yeah.
No, but Traps, you notice the way the way that, kind of like under Ollie, there was always that game that would keep him in the job. Like, just about keeps him in the job somehow. And do you know when Scott McTominay scored those goals when he got subbed on? I was like, it's happening again. Because I think it regardless whether you think of a project or you think of X, Y, and Z like Arteta and you try and use that case study, there's still also those moments where it's like, well, this is going a bit too far. We're losing too many games and it's been 3 losses or something now. And overall, we're not doing good enough. And it's got to get to a point where you cut off those legs. I think these little moments like Scott McTominay coming on and doing little bits and bobs, I just think that it's getting back to the individual moments.
Of course.
Moments of brilliance FC type idea opposed to a team, which is what you'd expect Ten Hag to bring.
Of course. This is what's going to happen. It's going to be play shit for fucking God knows how long, throw the kitchen sink at someone will pull something out the bag, he'll survive another week. Because if you look, Scott McTominay's got 3 goals in his last 2 games for Manchester United. Our last 4 goals are scored by 3 by McTominay and 1 by Darlow. Yeah. Rashford's got 1 goal this season. Martial, 1 goal this season. Hojlund, no goals in the Premier League. Like the thing is that you need to be addressing these things. So it's like, for me, I would turn around and say, look, listen, you lot are going to be winging today. Just put the ball in the fucking box. Hojlund, attack the ball. Just attack the ball. Yeah. Midfielders, just sit, win the ball back, give it to these lot, let them run. But there's nothing changing. There's nothing changing.
Before we move on to City, Hojlund's falling short of that glory at the moment because I actually see a player there. It's so easy for me to jump on and be like, oh, he's borderline 007 and this, that, and the other. I just don't see it. I think there's a player in there.
Yeah, fully.
He's got a great element of hold-up play. His finishing looks good, his positioning looks sound, and with time and with a little bit of know-how, bit more experience, I think you've got a strong player there, but he's fallen victim to a lack of creativity because of the constant change of wingers. First it's Sancho, that doesn't work. Now it's Antony, he's playing shit. Pellistri might not be up to the standards. Rashford not really creating the way you'd want him to be creating for someone who's a winger. And also he's not even getting the goals now. It's like, didn't he get last season win the 17 games where he got 2 goals? And this was off the back of Ballon d'Or conversations. Like, this has got to be the manager pissing off the players. There's no way you can go, and a lack of tactical know-how, because there's no way you can go from a very sound home team to then going into this summer, buying some sound players. Like, listen, Johnny Evans and Mason Mount, I question those. But Amrabat, I think that brings balance. Hojlund, I think that's the type of player that you're looking for. Otherwise, I just think you keep it on to certain players for too long, like Martial. I think there's other instances where there's some players like, you know what, Bruno. I know I'm going from one thing to another. Bear with me, I'm trying to land somewhere. But like Bruno as well, he's someone who, although he's being one of the star boys for United, I don't understand how he does not get dropped even a little bit more than what he does, because he does take away from the overall benefit of the team at times, in my opinion, at least.
I think with United, they need to work out their best 11. It needs to, and even I'm looking at this game at the weekend, and it is hard because look, if we're talking creating something, then I think Eriksen is pretty important. Like, I think Eriksen, look, I get Eriksen can't play every single game, but Eriksen can pass the ball very well. If we're talking, especially from deep, Eriksen can do that. I think Amrabat can do that as well, by the way, as well. I think Amrabat looks like a very good player. I think Hojlund looks like a good player. But I don't know if there's an issue here with Rashford as far as that. Like, right, let's look for England. For England, Rashford can work because there's other players in that team that will create for whoever the 9 is, right? But I think we know Rashford as a 9, he's not a 9, right? He doesn't know how to play the role as a 9. That's not his role, yeah? But then, with Man United, for Rashford and Hojlund to work, I have a feeling that everyone else must be creating for those two, yeah? There's not room for... Because Rashford isn't that guy. I hate to say it, but Rashford is not going to create enough chances for Hojlund, yeah? And I think that's where the issue is. And maybe, do you know what? If Antony was doing his job or Sancho was playing there, I think there would be room for Hojlund. I think that would work, right? But I just don't think... I hate to say it, I think Antony's an issue. I think Antony is a big issue. I don't...
Do you know what though? Do you know what as well though? Yeah, like so. What apparently in January we're meant to be getting rid of Sancho, right? So are we getting another winger then? Because That's the bit I don't get. Like, are we getting another winger, or are we just stuck with Antony for the foreseeable? Because I mean, nothing. Listen, he's not. I think I said this on the last show. If he lets Sancho go away and Sancho starts doing well in wherever he goes, and he goes on loan and comes back, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because he's done well at another club. This guy's still doing shit, but he's your guy. You still want to play him. What the fuck are you gonna do, mate? Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm just wondering, how does Daps get all this shit about spending dough, and you've got 40 million Amad Diallo just chilling in the wings, waiting like all the way to the sideline? Like, bro, this is the thing about Man United, yeah? Like, not you, Trap, this isn't actually directed towards you, but overall, there's this notion that somehow, weirdly, they don't spend money. Yeah, you see like 40 million Amad Diallo, you've got 70, 80 million Jadon Sancho, you've got 80 million Antony, and combined, like, if the first two don't work, well, now you've got this guy, you've also got Starboy, Garnacho, like, the depth is supposedly there, but yet it's not being utilised. And for me, that now creates, I think United have just done so much bad investment to a point where.
But this is the thing. This is
selling as well, by the way. They're selling shocking as well.
We've got to find one of these dudes to work, because we broke the bank on our wingers situation.
I mean, like, same with Ahmad. Ahmad done well in the Championship. I think he got Player of the Year or something. I don't know what he got. He won some award over there. So he's gone away and he's shown that he's better than the Championship. So he deserves an opportunity. Let's see if he gets the opportunity, because if he doesn't get the opportunity, then, mate, this guy is not, like you said, he's not utilised in the squad. Because me personally, but I just think to myself, if you're thinking, because Pellistri's meant to be signing a new contract, he's meant to be going on loan. He's meant to be going on loan, right? So that means that if you're going to get rid of Sancho, you need to replace him, in my mind.
But Traps, you watch, during the pre-season, did you watch all of United's games?
Not all of them. I watched a few of them, though.
So, of course I didn't, but living with the Red, sometimes I'd watch some if Cass was watching it, like watch a half. And I'll be honest with you, the best football I saw from Manchester United was when your youngers were on the pitch, right? Now, is that a coincidence that maybe your manager knows how to manage younger players, right? That haven't got egos, right? That listen to him. And I honestly believe when you had your youngers playing, they looked more fluid. They looked like they were playing a style of football.
I think it was, Daps? Just to try and intercept on the question, I think it was because in the premise of pre-season is to rotate your team. Yeah. And I think the fact that Ten Hag alternated between a first team and a second team, the second team always did better than the first. Or the players that he's no longer playing in those same positions are now, or was doing better. So the idea to me, or what that told me, and think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what did he do for United? He gave them the freedom to do basically whatever the fuck they want. There was very minimal input on a tactical basis. And that was somewhat successful at times. Like, they got second in the league. The win percentage was better than what it's currently showing. I think if Ten Hag wants to survive, he's got to try and lower himself more to these set of players. Say, do what you need to do. And then eventually, okay, now you're surplus to requirements, because now I'm looking to actually conduct the team together with my players. But I just don't think he's got the ability for it, boys.
But he's not going to do that, because at the end of the day, like, you have to remember, like, you don't play Rashford, someone's getting a phone call. You know what I mean? You don't play,
that's a
you know what I mean? You don't play fucking Bruno Fernandes. Someone's getting a phone call, right? You know what I mean?
That's where I will never feel sorry for Manchester United, but that's where I do get it. And trust me, like, Cass has given up, man. I swear he's given up on it. It's because it is. Whatever happens, you go and get another manager. Nothing's going to change, right? Traps when we were in London together, that's all I'll say, yeah? We had this conversation, right? About, like, until the ownership changes, there's very limited you can do, because I do believe exactly that. If Rashford doesn't start, it's very similar to, remember on that Amazon Prime thing on Tottenham, where I think it was Danny Rose was sat with Mourinho and said, well, I disagree with you. You do realise I'm going to call Daniel, as in Daniel Levy, about this. And I thought, whoa. That would never happen at City. If someone ever dared say to Pep Guardiola, I'm going to call Khaldoon about this,
wild.
I think if they even call Khaldoon would go, why the hell are you calling me? You're gone. Like, respect the line of, like, respect the people in their roles. You're not respecting your manager. The fact that at some clubs, players seem to be able to, and you're spot on. If Rashford doesn't start, you know that's on Ten Hag. Like the board will come down on Ten Hag. You can't not start Marcus. You can't have Marcus Rashford not happy. And I think until that changes, and listen, Jim will fix it for you, innit?
Do you know what it is as well? Do you know, I don't think it's... You see, when people are more hell-bent on this whole... The ownership needs to change. The ownership needs to change. The ownership needs to change. I don't think it's the ownership's problem. I think you have to understand what the ownership does. The ownership does not care. So what the ownership need to do? They need to employ someone that goes in between the middle of them and the middle of the manager that gives a fuck. And that is when there's someone above them but below them that gives a fuck.
Give Traps a roll.
You can turn around and say, listen, I love that. Listen, I love that place.
That's what we do. I'm fucking not like,
Traps cares. Give Traps a. Who
Listen,
cares?
Listen, I'll have that place solved in about a week, mate. I'd go in there and I'd say to them, listen, yeah, look, do you not like Ten Hag? Not all right, cool. We're getting rid of him. I'm going to get Emery. I tell you, what do you want? Do you like
Emery?
Do you like Unai Emery? I'll get him for you. Right, listen. Listen.
You got him on the speed dial, yeah? You know him like that.
No, wait. Listen.
Good evening.
So we got you Emery now, but listen to this now, because you've thrown 3 managers under the bus now. So anytime you lot play shit, you're getting sold. Any one of you play shit, you're getting sold. Yeah?
You might as well manage him, bro. What?
I don't even care.
So you'd be like kind of the sporting director, but it's in the dressing room by Emery. Just
yeah, man. So listen, anyone that plays shit, show me the stats. They are gone. Don't even talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Traps would be the better version of the Norwich City owner who like goes into the dressing room and gives the players shit. You know what I mean? Or goes out at half time and sings for the fans and stuff like, where are you?
What's her name? Hold on, that's what's her name, isn't it? That's Delia Smith.
Delia Smith, yeah, Delia Smith, yeah.
Hey, so you like Emery, do you? Interestingly enough.
That's a good question.
Do you like Emery?
Mate, listen, yeah, I take him as it goes right now. I don't give a fuck, mate.
Nah, it's like that. It's like when people go into prison and then obviously like the attitude towards what they fancy start to change. It's like you'll take anything at this point, you know what I'm saying? I think.
No, but you have to look at what he does.
Bob
right?
with a wig, he'll do.
You have to look at what he's done. Look what he's done at Aston Villa. They give him dough. They give him a bit of dough to spend. He's done a job. So at the end of the day, I don't see why he couldn't do a job. But he's been at PSG. Arsenal fans even say, "Oh, he was the right manager at the wrong time." Obviously, the squad this, the squad that.
Yeah, I find that weird though. I find that I've any Arsenal fan that currently is still obsessed with Emery, I find weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange.
Yeah, because
it's agendas, man. Come on. Drop the agendas now.
Do you know what? Like, I didn't want Emery to do well at Aston Villa as well, because then that's going to shine like that. It was actually Gerrard being shit and not Aston Villa. Just having
no, Gerrard is pony, bro. He is.
Gerrard, I know how you feel, because right now, I want Burnley's board to go and back their boy, because at the moment I'm sat here going, listen, this isn't looking good on Vinny, right? And I don't like it.
Low-key, all of us are like low-key.
When we play Burnley, I'm like, don't smash Burnley, please. Don't smash Burnley. Look, just calm down. Like, Vinny don't need to hold this.
But I completely understand how Chelsea fans felt about Lampard. The difference with them, though, is he actually ends up being their manager and he done shit at them. Whereas our managers, they're going to different clubs, different structures. But I thought Gerrard, he got a bit of a golden gem, you know, with Aston Villa. Well, I thought that was a hell of a team to join.
And with the good thing is, right, Steve spoke to Vinny's wife during the Champions League where we played Chelsea and lost, and said, "Do you think at that point? I think he was managing Anderlecht, and said, "Do you think he'll ever be City manager?" And she said he would love to, but he would only ever take the job if he feels he has done enough to prove he is ready to be, because he doesn't want to fall out of love. And me and Lewis had the conversation the other day where he wants Vinny as manager. I'm like, bro, I can't. Like, Vinny to me is probably like Gerrard is to you. You got Vinny was there before the money. Yeah, I got to see one Premier League lifted with my dad under Vinny. So like when Vinny was captain. So I'm like, nah. Yeah. I can never be like Chelsea fans were towards Lampard, like United fans were towards Ollie. That can't happen. Like, I don't want that.
I wouldn't even like that to Ollie, man. I was the voice of reason when it was with Ollie. I said, listen, we've seen with Ollie, right? You if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys, bruv. You know exactly what Ollie's.
Yeah.
Ollie,
Yeah.
what did you expect Ollie to do? See an offer from United come in and say, "Oh, you know what? I'm not up for this." He loves the club.
Yeah.
He loves the club.
Yeah.
If they message me, I'm managing the club tonight. I'm telling you,
That's what
I am in
Lampard.
charge.
You know,
Sign me up.
That's why Lampard went back the second time, and deep
Of
down,
course.
you know, that's why Lampard would probably go back the third time. Even
Yeah,
with
he would.
rest
He
in
would.
peace, it's
He
a relevant thing with Francis Lee, yeah, who became owner of City, who passed away last week or the week before. He became our owner at one point because we were in a bad place, and he thought, you know what, I want to bring the club that I love back. Deep down, it didn't work. We ended up getting relegated under him, but for us, it was like, yeah, our boy wants to come and back us. So you get it. You would. How do you? If Gerrard got offered the Liverpool role, even if he doesn't truly believe he's good enough for it, he'd want to fight, right? He'd go.
I would love him
to
to get that job. I would love him to get that job.
No.
It's one of them ones. I think fair play. Didn't Rooney actually with the United one go, nah, the time's not right? Which fair play to him because he probably thought, nah.
Yeah, I think he was meant to come in as an interim or something. And he just said no. I don't blame, like you said, I don't blame. But you see, with Rooney's different. You know why Rooney's different? Because you have to remember in 2000,
he's a scouser, mate. Because he's a scouser.
You have to remember that. See, like 2009, 2010, Rooney called out the ambitions of this club already. You know, so he's not. Don't get it twisted. He doesn't think too much of these lot in charge at all. He doesn't think too much of them.
Yeah, I think they'll probably one day we'll find out. A lot of people don't.
Out of all the club legends who became managers, who has been the worst manager thus far? So, like, if we're going to say Vincent Kompany, Gerrard, Thierry Henry, Lampard, and then Rooney as well.
It's got to be Neville, man. Gary Neville.
Oh,
Gary Neville.
Right.
Gary Neville?
Bro, we were on the way back from. We went on a stag do. We went on a stag do in Barcelona, yeah. Probably just after he'd managed there, and there was a load of. Was it Villarreal? Was it?
Yeah, Villarreal. Yeah.
There was a load of guys in the departure lounge when we were flying back in Villarreal tracksuits, and we're like, "What are you players? Are you?" And they go, "No, we're coaching. We're coaching staff at Villarreal." We go, all right. And then obviously all we knew about Villarreal was
not Villarreal, sorry, Valencia.
Sorry, that's it, yeah. And we go, oh, Neville. And they started laughing to themselves or looking at each other. We're like, what are you laughing at? And they go, he is the worst manager we have ever worked with in our lives. but fair play to him. He did one job and then goes, nah, I'm out. This is not me. I knew. Whereas his brother's still trying, bless him.
I love the way Carragher takes the piss out of it every single chance he gets as well.
Yeah.
By the way, I think it's fucking amazing.
It's just, you could tell with that one, it's like, I don't even know if he'd done badges. They were just like, oh, well, you're a known player. Let's go and get you. And he went over there and they were like, nah, not for me.
Yeah. I was going to ask you boys before we round up the show as well, just for score predictions and previews on the game ahead this weekend. Big one between you two. Daps, I'll start off with you. So
you're not going to get a prediction. Definitely not going to get a prediction.
Okay.
I can't. Fucking hell.
You've got to give me something, Daps. Come on, give me some juicy.
All right, so juiciness is that I do think it's like Trap said earlier, it doesn't mean much. To me, it does. You know, we've lost to Arsenal this season. Rodri was back at the weekend. Great first half. Yeah. Wasn't a great second half. It's time that we do. I know, look, it's only October. If we don't win this game, I'm not going to say, oh my God, that's it now. We're out of a title race. I know my club. And I know last season my club didn't actually come good till about late February. But we need to give a message at the moment. Liverpool are about, Arsenal are about, Tottenham, I still think they're going to drop off. But so far, Tottenham are looking like, and the fact that they are out of the Carabao Cup, they're not in Europe, that will have a difference. Because the minute, if Liverpool, I think Liverpool will continue to progress through Europa League. And I think once it gets to a certain stage, Klopp will take it serious because it's one you haven't won yet, right? Yep. And any trophy, Klopp's like Pep, they don't want to lose it. He's not going to throw that tournament, not a chance in hell. Yep. So there's going to be a point where us, you, Arsenal potentially are going to be playing 3 games every 8 days, right?
Yeah.
And Tottenham could be playing 1, right? That could be a big difference. So I although I'm not taking Tottenham serious, I have to at this point be, you know what, they're thereabouts, and we need to send a message. We can't go and lose at Old Trafford. I'm sorry, it's not with how they're playing at the moment. That's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. It sounds mad, but it's one of them things this season in particular. We can't. It's an easier game than Brighton at home. Let's put it that way, right? Even with it being a derby, it is. And now I've probably said too much, but it is. I struggle to find how United do anything at this point, but at the same time, I'm trying my best to be humble and just say it's a derby. But it's a must-win. Look, a draw is not good enough. A draw is not good enough. It has to be 3 points, and that is the most you're going to get out of a prediction for me, because I can't, because it's a curse. When I give a prediction, it's a curse.
So you're just but you think you'll get 3 points? You'll think you'll get 3 points?
We need to get 3 points.
We need to get 3 points.
No, I'm not cursing my team. No,
I'm just wondering how's the splinters up your ass at the moment.
Well, listen, if I'm sitting on the fence, I'm sitting on the fence, but I'll still tell you. Well, if you want to ask me if we're going to win the league, I'll tell you we're going to win the league. We're going to do a 4-peat, but this particular game, I'll be Splinter, no problem.
Say no more. I respect it. Traps, give me your preview and then your score prediction on the game as well. Let's see if you got more balls than this man.
I just can't believe we just sat there for an hour ripping the shit out of United. We didn't speak about nothing else. But anyways,
you can believe that though, bro.
But anyways, I predict that we're gonna rise from the Phoenix. Listen. Yeah, I just think that this game is not one of them games, innit? It's just one of them things, yeah, where you could turn it on and you could see a fucking dubious penalty being given, and you might love it. You might enjoy it. You know what I mean? You might enjoy it.
Thank you. That is why I have to be cautious. Listen, you saw what happened last season at that fucking ground, yeah? Listen, you saw it, yeah? That decision last season, that could happen. That's the only time I have not done a stream where I told people I was going to do a stream. I left the house. I told everyone on my channel to F off and left the house and went London for the day, because that decision, and the truth is, that could happen again. There could be a mad decision and United could win it.
You know what I mean?
But that's what they're going to need, to be fair.
I mean, Scott McTominay could chop like prime flipping Iniesta and start doing.
I can see a Scott McTominay goal.
Doing a madness. Like, you know, it's something I say. I've heard 007 twice from two City fans now. Yeah, on Hojlund, 2 City fans have said 007 to me today. Yeah, bearing in mind, right, he's the top scorer in the Champions League. But cool,
yeah, I've heard that.
I can see the 007 thing getting sorted out on the weekend. You know what I mean? A little Hojlund and Scott McTominay show. But nevertheless, I could also see. Listen, like, one thing I can say about City, yeah, City do this thing. They're not like Liverpool. I'd rather play City than Liverpool, because City will go 2-0 up and they'll just start passing the ball. They'll just start passing the ball. If Liverpool could score 20 past us, they will score 20.
Yeah.
Like, they're ruthless.
But then that's the question. Would you rather beat Man United 7-0 or would you rather win the league?
I think they'd rather beat us 7-0, mate, because I've never. I know the end of it since.
Wait, whoa. Traps. I understand that was an underline dig or some sort of good attempt but failure at it, man. I've already won 7-0. So I don't need to do that again.
See, look, I told you.
8-0 in the league.
I've won 4-0, 5-0, and 7-0. By the way, did you know that you haven't won the latest version of the Premier League? So you always bang on about, you never won a Premier League.
Is that real? What, is it a new trophy?
Bro, did you know that they haven't won the latest version of the Premier League? Because it was like Barclays when they last won it. Barclays Prem. Whereas now it's not Barclays Prem, my guy.
What? No, come, James. We're not doing this. We're not talking about sponsorship.
Oh, he is? Bro. No, to confirm, he is doing this.
I'm sponsorship doing this. By the way, I have been doing this for a long time.
I'm here for it. So what? United. How many of these Premier Leagues have you got, bro?
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the first time I've heard of that.
None.
That's the first time I've heard of that one. That is a new one.
I'm here for it.
Nah, but you know what though, lads? Because I'm always hearing on Twitter, like, you've got one league title. It's like, I know that you were on great tellies, but we've got more than one league title. You know what I mean?
No, but to be fair though, I remember I said this in the barbershop and someone went ballistic. I said, the last time you lot won a league prior to the last one, the thing was like a shisha pipe that you see on Edgware Road. That you see them like it's. I don't know what happened to that trophy, but it looks like a shisha pipe.
We didn't win many of them, so I can't talk on it. To be fair, we only won 2 of them.
Hey, nice. I just
Paul
like to
Tierney
know
will be
the
the
thing, like,
referee.
we gave you a 30-year head start, and you're still only one above us, so hold that.
No, James. You see,
Hold that.
James is behaving like a politician right now. He's wording things in a certain way to make it sound great. It's not great. Listen, they was miles ahead of everyone. Yeah, they was winning trophies before offsides and all that. Yeah.
Oh, Liverpool for F. Yeah.
Like they won so many Champions Leagues. Who was the Champions Leagues against? Like club.
How many have you got?
Bruges
Is it
in that.
6? Is it 6 UCLs you man have got? 6.
Yeah, club.
Six,
Yeah, 6.
I think we've got the same amount of UCLs as the rest of the teams in the Big Six. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because City 1, Chelsea 2, United 3. That's 6. Yeah, good fact.
Hold that.
Good fact.
Because
Arsenal. Ooh. And but until Forest come and
I was going to say, if Nottingham was in the top 6, you've got a different conversation. Yeah. They've got the same as Chelsea.
Yeah,
that's why.
Forest is
but you see them
still
finals. You see them finals. Them back in the day finals. Who were they? Like Club Bruges and all that. Like who are they?
I don't know. You know,
like Reims and that. FC Reims and that. Like, what
it doesn't matter.
Chat, we're one of them against like some meaty team in like the Switzerland or something. Nah,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, no, I'm not going to shit on our Champions Leagues. Because I actually don't even. Chat, who was our first 3 Champions Leagues against, or first 4? Who was our first 3 or 4 Champions Leagues against?
Well, are you asking me because I'm the oldest? Cheers, mate. I can't remember that far back.
The chat. I'm asking the chat.
I thought you said Daps. I was going to say I'm not that old.
I don't expect City fans who don't live in Manchester to know the answer to that question.
If I ever find out you live in fucking what's it called? Like I don't know. Birkenhead or something, yeah. I'm coming for it.
The Wirral.
Yeah, Birkenhead though. Birkenhead's in what? Is it Birkenhead's the one in Wales? Yeah.
No. Birkenhead is like Tranmere Rovers.
No. So what's the other one? There's one. So a guy that worked with me lived in North Wales, yeah, but he sounded Scouse, and like you man will go there on bank holidays apparently.
Oh yeah, because we're close to Wales. It's not far.
Yeah, but there's a place I can't remember what it's called where he was from. Yeah, where he said, yeah, bank holidays, the whole of Liverpool just come down and like take over the.
Yeah, there was a place I used to go to when I was younger. There was a place
I
used to go to when I was younger.
No, real.
Hey, there's some cold teams. By the way, these are the first 4 teams that we beat.
Real Madrid. Roma AC Milan. That's not bad.
I know, remember, there was no foul throws and no offsides.
Hey, so what?
You can literally launch the ball in the goal.
Hold on. There was no what? There was
no foul throws, no offsides. It's basically
offsides.
It was basically Gaelic football.
No offside, yeah.
It's Gaelic football. It was Irish football. That's why Liverpool was so good at it. They were the only team in Europe that knew about Irish football because half of Liverpool's Irish. There we go. It makes perfect sense.
Did you see the overlap the other day? Like it was Roy Keane, and he was like, when they get done with games, they'd be like, but them Italian teams, they'd just be ready to keep on going. He was basically like indirectly saying they're most likely on steroids, and we beat 3 of those teams for our first 4 Champions Leagues.
Well, I honestly think when we got into Milan and even looking at the Champions League final against Inter Milan, yeah, it's like we beat Bayern Munich by playing football, beautiful football. We beat Real Madrid by playing beautiful football. In the league between February till May, we've been playing beautiful football. And it's almost like the football god said, I tell you what, let's give them some Italian shithouses that do not stop running, yeah? And let's see if City can play football against them. And I to this day, think, do you know what? It's a good thing that we beat that team because we had to show a different side of us. Like, hey,
Daps, let's be honest about it, man. You had 12 men that game. Man.
Oh, what are you doing here? Who? Onana in goal.
Romelu Lukaku, bruv.
All right, and Onana in goal. So ultimately, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Hey, it's a good job. Hey, Lukaku doing the bits for City always. That's what you want. Boys, That was a great show. Traps, did you give a score prediction for the derby?
No.
Go.
I don't really want to though, man. But do you know what? I'm just gonna. I ain't got nothing to lose anyway.
Listen, literally say whatever you want.
2-1. Let's say 2-1. Now listen, it's 2-1. It's 2-1. Listen. Like I said, 2-1 United. We are stinking our way into the fucking title race, bruv, this weekend. Yeah, 3 points behind City. Yeah, stinking of shit. Absolute shit, yeah. But we are 3 points behind the fucking treble winners. That's what's going to happen. Because that's what you wanted, James. That's what you fucking wanted, mate.
James,
I love it.
Who have you got this weekend?
I'm going for City 3-0, to be honest.
No. But who have you got this weekend, though?
Oh, who have Liverpool playing?
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest.
At Forest. No, at home. At home it might be, because Forest drew to Luton at home at the weekend. Either way,
okay, I just thought maybe it would have been away because we played Everton at home, but we might have back-to-back home games. Actually, it might be because we started the season all the way from home for like
so it might be at home then.
Games, so
that's a win. I can't even ask you for a prediction on that, because I think we can all predict that one.
I'll give you the juicy little fat prediction. I'll say a nice cheeky 3-1 because that's what we do this season.
But that's what you do, yeah. And by the way, listen, when you see Liverpool going 1-0 down and winning games 3-1,
I'm sick of it.
Well, yeah, but understand that's Liverpool at their best. That's where you know that Liverpool are back to their best, because the times when we were in the title race with them, it always happened in group chats. People go after 10 minutes, Forest are winning 1-0. Do you think they're going to be able to hold on? I'd be like, you pricks, yeah.
Well, it's got to the point now.
3-1.
Yeah. It's got to the point when I see 1-0, I just ignore it. It just looks like 0-0 to me.
Yeah, fully.
Let's hope Nottingham Forest ain't flipping training with the "You Never Walk Alone" speakers out, mate, because that don't work either. Yeah, that don't fucking work either.
I know, yeah. Arteta did that and then got panned 4-0.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant, by the way. I loved it. But anyway, boys, thank you for joining me. Also, before I do let you go and let the chat know what you've got coming up, chat, please like the video, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Never a Foul, and subscribe to Traps as well. All the links are down below, and because they give time to this channel, to be amazing if people could go over, subscribe to see more content of themselves. Boys, anything to come up to tell the audience?
Traps, ladies first.
Not much, really. Just here on social media. Just on social media, giving my opinions as usual. Just follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on subscribe on YouTube. I'll be here. I've got a preview coming up for the City game, but all that information will be on the on social media. But that's pretty much it.
Check out, guys.
Never Foul. We will be live tonight at 10 p.m. or 10:15, hoping the algorithm gods give us a Arsenal or United loss. We will be there no matter what. But yeah, I'm hoping for losses. So, and actually, as this is a Liverpool channel, I can promote this as well. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m, we are releasing a video on Salah, on just how good Salah might be. I wasn't it. It was Cass and Ty did it, but they're kind of saying just how good. Do you know what? It's rightly so. It's earned now, bro. Like for me, I've said it before. De Bruyne and Salah in this last 8-year periods, they've set the level. There's no one near them. Yeah, and now they're dropping off. People will want to go, De Bruyne's losing his legs and Salah's this, Salah's that. And it's like, okay, no problem. But they are the bar. Like, they've set the bar so high. And I think it's right that Salah gets a bit of praise.
There's no number 10 who's close to De Bruyne, and then there's no right winger that's close to Salah. It's like both of them are quite clearly the best in their position.
And the mad thing is, they both came from Chelsea, both got let go. And they're both friends as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it like that. That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Great point, actually, yeah. Hey, chat, go keep an eye out on that. I know that we've got a lot of Salah sexuals on this stream. Anytime I talk bad about Salah,
Salah
sexuals. Really?
Bro, if he has if I even mention like he was poor today, it's like, shut up, James.
God. I hear that. I get that off City fans sometimes. If I say anything negative about City fans, they're like, "Oh no, I don't rate you as a City fan." Like, and it's like I'm confident enough with everything that we've won that I can be critical of players. It doesn't mean I'm one of the players that one of the fans that actually says I don't want any player to leave except for Calvin Phillips. But I can be critical of players. But yeah, it's the minute you say it, it's you're being negative about
it's
her.
negative. How dare you looking for clicks? This, that. It's the game. It's the game.
Yeah.
But chat, thank you for tuning in. Massively appreciate you. One more reminder to go subscribe to the boys. Link in the description. And until next time, same time next week. We'll see you all later. Sayonara.